At the MultiGen Mindset Institute, we study the structures beneath human behavior, the patterns behind success, and the laws that govern personal transformation. Welcome to the Institute.
Like and share to change a life.
God gives us visions, and He gives us hopes, and He gives us dreams, and He gives us inclinations of the way things should be. He gives us insights into who we can become. He gives us hopes and glimpses of the things that we can accomplish. The Holy Spirit is always with you, and your higher self is always with you, guiding you along your way. And it's when we stop and we look and we ask that we begin to be truly guided. And it's when we get something in our heart that's such a big version of ourselves that it challenges the very essence of who it is that we are. The things that God has given you to become. If you really step back and look at what those things are, they are the expression of the greatest version of yourself. And it's when you begin stretching and challenging yourself and going to the next level that you really begin to get true, full measure of help from the spiritual world, from your higher self, from God, from the angels, from your spirit guides. It's because when you are not challenging the universe, when you are not challenging yourself, then there's not much help that God must give you. Because it's by faith that you please God. It's by faith that you accomplish the things that God has put in your heart to accomplish. And without faith, it's impossible to please God. Without faith, it's impossible to accomplish the things that God has put in your heart to become. And anything that doesn't require the deepest, most powerful source of your faith is not something that is worth your time. You must be challenged. And this whole human life has been designed to challenge you, to challenge your heart, to challenge your mind, to challenge your faith, to challenge your identity, to challenge who you are. And when you stand up and you say, I am, the universe will step back and say, prove it. When you set your mind on a goal, there is a phase of becoming called prove it. And the prove it phase is when you must say no to the lesser versions of the things that you want. It's when you must say no to being lazy. It's when you must say no to resistance. And you must continue forward with full faith. And there will always come a time in every goal where you feel abandoned and left alone. That is the phase called trust me. And when you're in a phase of becoming that's called trust me, it's when you feel like you've been left alone. It's when you feel like you've been abandoned. It's when you feel like the whole world is against you. That is when God is truly the closest. But that is when God is also discovering if He can trust you with His intentions for your life. It's when God says, let me see if I can trust my son or my daughter. Let me see if they'll turn their back on me. Let's see if they'll curse me. The story of Job is a very beautiful story that has so many different elements in it. But the basis of the story is that Job was attacked by Satan and given permission by God. Satan was given permission by God to attack Job's life due to the sins that was found within Job. Now, Job was an extremely powerful, wealthy man with a huge family. And God told Satan that he could destroy every part of his life, but he could not take his life. And for years, in this long, extended period of time, Job was tested. Now, God never allowed Satan to test Job beyond his capabilities. And that's the most important thing in the story for you to understand, is that God will not allow the resistance of the universe to push you beyond your capability, but He will push you into a capability arena that you didn't know that you had. He will push you into becoming the kind of person that you didn't know you could be. He's going to push you to the deepest place of yourself where you have to dig so deep that you've never dug that deep before. That is the purpose of challenge. That is the purpose of heartache. That is the purpose of pain. It's to cause you to be deeper than you really are. They say the deepest scars are the ones that cause you to be the strongest. And it's when life comes against you. It's when you say, I am becoming, I am going to be this, I am going to be that. But the universe shows up and puts you through all these phases. The phase of trust me, the phase of prove it. And when you start passing through these phases and proving that you're not going to turn your back on God, proving you're not going to take your eye off the ball, you're not going to give up on the vision, you're not going to give up on the dream. When you get to that place and your deepest strength is deeply pulled out from within you, that's when God shows up. But it's not until you are beyond yourself and who you thought you were, because God is here to show you who you are. He's not here to protect you. He's not here to be a gentle, loving father. He's here to cause you to be the beast of a person that you were intended to be, the warrior, the queen, the soldier. That's the fight that you are in. This life is an identity war. The identity war is what you're living. It's when your identity is being not only remembered and learned, but defined and put into practice. God always will give you some kind of a glimmer, some kind of a vision, some kind of a hope, some kind of a thing to plan for, to hope for, to seek for. And it's in that dream, it's in that vision that your identity is unpacked. And it's in the challenge of reaching towards the goal that God put in your heart that your identity is revealed.
Like and share to change a life.
At the MultiGen Mindset Institute, we study the structures beneath human behavior, the patterns behind success, and the laws that govern personal transformation. Welcome to the Institute.